Many years ago, Aboriginal people were discriminated against overtly in the law. For example, Aboriginal people went to prison if they practiced their own culture, if they potlatched. The Native Court Worker and Counselling Association of BC started in what is commonly called the Skid Row area of Vancouver, and it really started in response to the situation in the courts at that time. There was a group of Aboriginals with a lot of foresight who looked and saw that the Aboriginal people were being discriminated against in court, and a lot of them were pleading guilty when they shouldn't be pleading guilty. And so they decided, the group of Aboriginals decided that they would volunteer and set up an organization to assist people in the Aboriginals in the court system, and they did so.
My role as a Native court worker is when I go to court and I see a person of Aboriginal ancestry. As I go up to that person, I introduce myself and I ask them for their name and what they are charged with, and I try to assist them. There is a need for the organization to exist. We need to help our Aboriginal people. There's just not enough representation.
In the federal system, 1 in 4 people incarcerated is Aboriginal, even though we're a small part of the Canadian population. In British Columbia, it's a little bit different, but not much. It's about 1 in 5 are Aboriginal. So the association was formed in order to give Aboriginal people a better understanding of what their rights were before the court and what opportunities they had for getting representation and legal counsel. Now, since then, since the early 70s, I'm happy to say that the Court Workers has evolved a lot. We offer alcohol and drug counseling services. We have family workers, family court workers. We have people who assist in getting Aboriginal people to detox centers. So it's become a much broader organization than it was originally.
The individual had gone through courts for his whole life, from the age of 14 right up to the age of 24. The court worker used individuals' resources in the community to help this individual and provide options to the courts for a better sentence that actually wasn't one where it was actually just housing an individual, but actually rehabilitating an individual.
Our purpose and our strength as an organization is to be able to see ourselves through the eyes of our clients and be able to understand each person as an individual when they walk through the doors and they connect up with us.
The Native Court Worker and Counselling Association of BC is one of the oldest Aboriginal social service organizations in the province, and in 2013 we're celebrating our 40th year. We have staff and board members, I might add, who are Métis or who are status and non-status Aboriginal, and who come from the various Aboriginal communities throughout the province.
The one thing that I am most proud of is the organization itself has maintained the employees. Most of them are 20 years and up.
What keeps our employees long-term, specifically, they actually love the job. They actually love caring for an individual. If it was actually the money, we wouldn't be here.
We enjoy almost complete support from all of the major Aboriginal political organizations in the province. I'm happy to say that the provincial court judges, the prosecutors, the Bar Association, the lawyers, and others who work in the court system also recognize the value of the court workers.
We are the only Aboriginal group in British Columbia that provides justice-related services to Aboriginal people in conflict with the law. And we are in courthouses around the province, so the service is always there. Organizations do come and go, and we're one of the few that have still remained and are still well respected by both the Aboriginal and non-Aboriginal community.
If there's an Aboriginal person in British Columbia who wants to understand the law, or who is facing charges, or who finds themselves in court for any other reason, I encourage them to call the Native Court Workers. But I also encourage the Aboriginal communities to dialogue with their court worker more and realize what an opportunity they have if they've got a court worker in their community.
And the client who comes up and actually says, hey, you saved my life. You've made a difference in my life, and I'm planning on helping me and my family and my community accept me. So that, I'd say that was probably our greatest benefit. No, the dollar isn't it. It's never been the reward. It's the reward of the community, making a safer place.